And all the neighbors can tell me is that they've heard siren after siren. Of course, I have not even been able to talk to a police officer yet. I'm going to move just aside so you can see. If you take a look at that, they are actually crouching behind their police car. As I mentioned, this is an ongoing situation.
Now, a decade later, the town is doing well with a lot of new businesses built. There's a new hardware store.
Those details are outlined in this very lengthy DNR report, and it's unclear what, if anything, has been done to improve the situation. And these plans are all online. You can see it with a lot more detail. For instance, this is one of those gateways, and it says birthplace of Route 66 West Central neighborhood. Had to look at these yourself.
I'm out here reporting. Now, hey, Jerry, the hustle and bustle is really actually slowing down. In fact, that's Glenstone behind me. This time of day, you see how light the traffic is? That's almost unheard of. How about that? If you were hoping to get out to the mall tonight, well, I hate to tell you this, you are out of luck. It closed at 6 o'clock.
Well, Lisa, for those not buckling up, we're talking about 5 times more or $50.
I don't know, first of all, if you can see, but it's pretty thick, heavy smoke. And then right behind me here, fire crews actually just a few minutes ago intentionally set that little area on fire. They say it's called backburning, and what they're trying to do is burn the fuel off so that when and if that wildfire comes back this way, it won't have anything to feed it.
And in Arkansas, you have a 1 in 102 chance of hitting a deer. If you really want to get away from all this, Ethan, you have to go to Hawaii, where the odds are 1 in nearly 7,000. We have all this information at ky3.com. Water rescues, stranded vehicles, and road closings. They're all happening across the Ozark because of last night's storms, which brought heavy rains. KY3's Shayla Patrick joins us live in Ozark. And Shayla, I understand a number of roads have closed because of flooding. Patrick tonight in Ozark. Thank you, Shayla. This is a look at the Department of Transportation's traveler map that Shayla was talking about, showing which roads in Missouri are closed because of flooding. They're highlighted in these red icons here, and if you click over it, it'll give you the name of the road, so you don't even have to leave your house to get this information. For instance, pop on over here to Kabul, and we see Route BB East in Texas County is closed. As you can see, all these in red, where it shows the little wave symbol, are closed because of flooding. Now, the floodwaters caused one family to be rescued from their home in Linden, Missouri. Christian County Sheriff says a couple and their toddler had to be taken from their home by boat after floodwaters rose to the threshold of their house. There's the rescue there. The house is in the 1400 block of Reed Road, is on stilts. A concerned friend called authorities when they saw the rapidly rising water. The couple says they were planning to wait it out inside their house. They didn't have to because they were rescued. After that overnight deluge, we are rain-free right now. Meteorologist Abby Dyer is in our Storm Team Center with tonight's first forecast. Abby, we do not need rain anytime soon, so a lot of people wanting to know how long is the dry going to stick around. In Arkansas, rescuers are looking for the body of a 28-year-old man who dived off a 25-foot bluff and never resurfaced. Authorities say it happened yesterday afternoon on the Buffalo River near Irby at a place known as Charcoal Fields. Search teams used sonar devices last night looking for the man, but called off the search at nightfall. The heavy rains this morning delayed crews for a few hours. Once again in Oklahoma, families are picking up the pieces after a string of deadly tornadoes. At least 9 people in Oklahoma were killed. More than 100 injuries as the twister ripped through the central part of the state. NBC's Jay Gray is in Union City tonight, one of the hardest hit areas. And there is a possibility of more severe weather tonight, but forecasters say for the first time in a long time, that threat does not include central Oklahoma. Today, we're getting a closer look at the damage caused by severe storms and possible tornadoes in the St. Louis area. A lot of homes there were leveled, others serious damage. Many are missing sections of their roofs and have debris scattered through their yards. The severe weather also damaged the family arena in that area, forcing the cancellation of high school graduation ceremonies. Missouri Governor Jay Nixon declared a state of emergency after the storms moved across the state. Starting tonight after our 10 o'clock newscast, KY3 is once again proud to be joining Cox Health with the annual Children's Miracle Network Hospitals Telethon. Joining us from Cox Health is Dr. Joseph Ecker, a neonatologist with Cox Health. Dr. Ecker, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
And thank you for giving me the opportunity.
So, Dr. Ecker, the donations that come into CMN hospitals, 100% stays local, and that is more than just the Springfield area we're talking about. Well, we'll see you tonight at 10:30. I want to thank you for joining us for our 6 o'clock news, Dr. Ecker.
And thank you.
Thank you. Again, that telethon starts at 10:30 tonight, right after our KY3 newscast. We hope you tune in. A Missouri mother is surprised with a jail sentence after expecting probation. Why the judge says he couldn't release her. Plus, after the rains let up, it turned out to be a good day for fishing, where hundreds of kiddos were able to cast a line in hopes of reeling in a big one. What a night of storms. I don't think it stopped till about 4:30. It kind of quieted down, but you know, rain, hail. Now we've got flooding as a result. Wow.
I can sit and work on the puzzle from morning to night. I try not to go out as much as possible.
Geraldine Chiramonte spends a lot more time in the comfort of her home after a recent venture to the grocery store.
This guy comes up and he says, "Hi ladies, how you doing?" And the minute he said that, I'll never forget it, because I relaxed my shoulder, and as soon as the shoulder relaxed, that's when he grabbed the bag. He ran across the street like he was running a track race.
On impulse, Geraldine was going to bolt after him.
And silly me, I forgot I can't walk.
Geraldine can't. She's confined to a wheelchair. The purse snatcher split with all her cash.
$18 and some cents. I was saving it so I could go there and get some bath towels.
That same day, the suspect targeted a 75-year-old woman and an 81-year-old woman.
Why did he pick on us old people?
That's something detectives wanted to know too.
Because of the victimology, they knew the people that he was picking out. That was a real concern to us.
I just figured it's just forgotten about.
But the case wasn't closed, and on Tuesday, Joseph Johns was arrested and charged with robbery and attempted robbery. Police say he swiped or tried to swipe the purses in all three cases.
I feel a little safer now, but if they caught him and put him behind bars, is he the only one?
The flames swept across the Lawrence County landscape, charring hundreds of acres.
Popping and cracking.
The fire came within about 50 yards of Carla Whitnell's house. She was told to take the children she was watching and flee.
All I could think of is grabbing some things that belonged to my grandmother. That's all after the kids were out and everybody.
The Conservation Department bulldozed a fire break around her house to keep the flames at bay. Throughout the day, the blaze would creep closer to her home, then retreat.
The fire started here when someone was welding that corral. It sparked flames that quickly spread around right through the grass and got within about 6 feet of that house.
They was pounding on my door.
The men working on the corral alerted Shirley Doss that she and her home were in danger. Rather than flee, they all grabbed buckets and hoses to stave off the fire.
And then I was thanking them for helping me because they helped me save it.
In spite of being terrified, Shirley says there was no way she was going to let her house burn after it had already survived a tornado.
How hot and tense was it?
Thank God the wind was going more that way. It kind of looks a little buckled, but, you know, tornado didn't take it.
Yeah.
So we saved it from fire too.
We're going to get some boys down there to help them on that north side.
About 7 departments were battling the blaze for hours. One firefighter suffered heat exhaustion.
We just cooled him down and he was all right after that.
That one spark from a welder has burned some 700 acres. Given the extremely dry conditions, firefighters are imploring people to be more careful.
Hold off on any kind of burning. Welding, it don't make any difference. It's just too dry. It don't take long.